Ladies and gentlemen, there is a principle that governs success, a law that determines the difference between those who live in purpose and those who simply exist. It is the law of faith. It is the ability to believe in something before it ever becomes visible to the natural eye. Faith is not wishful thinking, it is not blind optimism. Faith is the spiritual force that takes what is unseen and makes it tangible. If you are waiting to see it before you believe it, you are already too late. Faith is the currency of the invisible realm, the bridge between what is unseen and what is manifested in reality. Everything you will ever need already exists, but it is not yet visible to the natural eye. The greatest mistake people make is waiting for physical evidence before they believe. The truth is, if you need to see it before you believe it, then you are not operating in faith. You are simply responding to circumstances. Faith is not about reacting to what is present. It is about creating what is absent. It is the ability to see with the heart before the eyes ever confirm it. The principle of faith is what separates those who live in purpose from those who live in fear. Throughout history, every great achievement began with belief before evidence. The world's greatest leaders, inventors, and visionaries all had one thing in common. They saw what others could not see. They believed in what had not yet taken shape. The aeroplane was flying in the mind of the Wright brothers before the first takeoff ever happened. The light bulb existed in Thomas Edison's imagination long before it illuminated a room. Every skyscraper stood tall in the heart of an architect before it was ever built. The reality is that nothing in this world comes into being without first existing in the realm of faith. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is not sitting back and hoping that things will somehow work out. Faith is substance. It has weight, power, and movement. It is the force that takes what is invisible and pulls it into the natural realm. It is not magic, nor is it superstition. Faith is a law. Just like gravity, it works when applied correctly. The issue is that many people do not understand how to activate it. They wait for signs, confirmation, and validation from their surroundings before they act. But faith is the opposite. It moves before the evidence appears. If you are waiting for the situation to change before you believe, you have already disqualified yourself from the breakthrough that faith brings. The problem with most people is not that they lack opportunity. It is that they lack faith. Opportunity is always present, but it is invisible to those who refuse to believe. The world does not move for those who doubt. It moves for those who expect, who declare, and who step forward before the doors even seem to open. The greatest limitation is not external circumstances. It is the inability to believe in the unseen. The reason so many remain stagnant in life is that they have imprisoned themselves within their doubts. They say, I will believe when I see it. But faith says, you will see it when you believe it. Words play a crucial role in this law of faith. Your words are not just sounds, they are creative forces. Every time you speak, you either reinforce your belief or your doubt. People who constantly declare their struggles, failures, and limitations will always live in them. But those who speak with faith, who declare their future before it happens, who call things that are not as though they are, those are the ones who see results. Faith-filled words have power. When you speak, you are planting seeds into the soil of your life. The question is, are you planting seeds of success or failure? Are you sowing faith or fear? Faith is not passive, it is active. It requires movement. When you truly believe, you take action before there is evidence. You start building before the resources appear. You start walking before you see the path. You start preparing for rain before there is a cloud in the sky. This is what separates dreamers from achievers. The ones who succeed are not those who wait to see. They are those who believe first, move first, and act first. The law of faith is simple. You must believe it before you see it. Faith is the currency of the invisible realm, the force that takes what is unseen and pulls it into the physical world. Everything you will ever need already exists, but it remains hidden until faith calls it forth. The mistake most people make is waiting for visible proof before they believe. They live by sight, responding to circumstances rather than creating their own reality. But faith does not wait for confirmation. It moves before the evidence appears. It is the ability to see beyond the natural, to believe in what is not yet visible, and to act as though it is already done. History has shown us that every great achievement first existed in the mind before it became a reality. The Wright brothers saw flight in their imagination before the first plane ever took off. Great cities stood in the hearts of architects before a single brick was laid. Everything that exists today was once unseen, yet someone believed in it so strongly that they refused to let doubt stop them. The same principle applies to your life. Your success, your breakthrough, your next level, it all begins with your ability to believe in what is not yet tangible. If you wait to see it before you believe it, you will always remain where you are. But if you choose to believe first, the world will eventually conform to your faith. Faith is not wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is not about hoping something will work out. Faith is substance. It has weight, power, and creative force. It is the confidence that what you expect is already yours. Too many people live in hesitation, waiting for things to change before they take action. They wait for the perfect moment, the right conditions, the assurance that everything will go smoothly. But faith does not operate like that. Faith acts before circumstances align. It moves forward despite uncertainty. It speaks before it sees. This is why so many remain stuck. They want to see first, but true faith knows that you will only see after you believe. Your words are a direct reflection of your faith. Whatever you speak is what you create. Those who constantly talk about their struggles, their limitations, and their fears are reinforcing the very things they want to escape. But those who speak life, who declare victory, and who call things that are not as though they are, will see the manifestation of their faith. Words are seeds planted into the soil of your future. If you keep saying you are stuck, you will remain stuck. If you declare abundance, opportunities will find you. If you speak healing, your body will respond. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to words spoken in faith. Doubt is the silent killer of dreams. It is not failure that destroys people. It is the fear of failure that holds them back. The greatest limitations in life are not external, they are internal. Many never take a step forward because they are waiting for certainty. But faith requires movement before clarity. When you truly believe, you act as if it is already done. You prepare for the opportunity before it comes. You build before the resources arrive. You walk before the path is revealed. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who simply exist. If you want to see transformation in your life, you must learn to believe before you see. Stop waiting for circumstances to give you permission. Stop allowing fear to dictate your actions. Speak life. Act in faith. And move forward with confidence. The law of faith is simple. What you believe in your heart and declare with your mouth will become your reality. The world does not shape your faith. Your faith shapes the world around you. Faith is the foundation of all creation. Everything that exists today first existed in someone's imagination before it became reality. The greatest mistake most people make is waiting to see proof before they believe. They think that once they have the resources, the opportunity, or the confirmation, then they can move forward. But faith does not work like that. Faith is the ability to believe in something before there is any visible evidence. It is the confidence that what you desire is already yours, even if your circumstances say otherwise. Those who live by faith do not wait for conditions to be perfect. They create their own reality by standing on what they know is true. Every major breakthrough in history was accomplished by someone who believed before they saw results. The Wright brothers did not wait for others to agree that flight was possible. They believed it first, then built it. Great leaders did not wait for the right moment to act. They believed in their vision and stepped out when others doubted. The same principle applies to your life. If you are waiting for proof before you believe in your dreams, you will always remain where you are. Everything you need to succeed is already available to you, but you must activate it by faith. The world does not give you permission to believe. Belief gives you permission to change your world. Faith is not just a feeling, it is a force that moves things from the unseen to the seen. Many people misunderstand faith as passive hope, as if simply wishing for something will make it happen. But faith is not passive, it is active. It is knowing so deeply that something is yours that you begin to act as if it is already done. The problem is that most people want to see first before they take action. They say, I will believe when I see the opportunity. But faith says, believe first and the opportunity will appear. You do not wait for resources before you start and the resources will come. You do not wait for approval before you act and the approval will follow. Faith moves first, then the world responds. Your words play a crucial role in this process. The words you speak create the environment you live in. If you constantly speak about your struggles, you will continue to experience struggle. If you declare that you are stuck, you will remain stuck. But if you declare that you are victorious, doors will begin to open. Your words are not just sounds, they are creative commands. The greatest limitation in life is not lack of opportunity. It is the negative words spoken in doubt. Those who understand the power of words do not speak according to their current situation. They speak according to their faith. They declare what they expect, not what they see. The world does not shape your words shape the world around you. One of the greatest enemies of faith is doubt. Many people never step into their destiny because they allow fear to stop them before they even begin. They look at their limitations, their lack of experience, their failures, and they convince themselves that they are not ready. But the truth is, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Those who wait until they feel ready will never move. Faith is not about certainty, it is about trust. It is taking the first step even when the entire path is unclear. The greatest breakthroughs happen when people act despite uncertainty, believing that everything they need will align as they move forward. The law of faith is simple. Believe it before you see it. Do not wait for external validation before you step into your purpose. Speak with confidence, act with boldness, and move forward knowing that what you believe will manifest. Faith does not follow evidence. Evidence follows faith. Your future is waiting, but it can only be unlocked when you choose to believe. Faith is the key to unlocking the unseen. Everything that exists first began as an idea, a vision, or a belief before it became reality. The biggest mistake many people make is waiting to see proof before they believe. They think, if I could just see some progress, then I would have faith. But that is not how faith operates. Faith is believing in something before there is any evidence. It is knowing that what you desire is already yours, even if your current situation says otherwise. Those who understand the power of faith do not wait for circumstances to align before they move. They move first, and circumstances align in response. Throughout history, the most successful people have been those who believed before they saw results. The Wright brothers did not wait for public approval before they pursued flight. They believed it was possible, and their belief turned into action. Great leaders throughout time did not wait for everything to be perfect before they stepped out. They moved forward with conviction, knowing that their vision would become reality. The same applies to you. If you are waiting for things to change before you believe, you will always remain stuck. Life does not give you permission to believe. Belief gives you permission to change your life. Everything you need is already available, but you must activate it through faith. Faith is not a passive hope, it is an active force. Many people misunderstand faith, thinking it is simply wishing or waiting for something to happen. But faith is not about waiting. It is about moving with confidence. It is so deeply convinced that something is yours that you begin to act as if it is already done. The problem is that most people want to see first before they take action. They say, I will believe when I see results. But faith does not operate on results, it creates them. You do not wait for doors to open before you walk forward. You walk forward and doors will open. You do not wait for an opportunity before you prepare. You prepare and the opportunity will come. Faith moves first, then the world responds. Your words are one of the most powerful tools in this process. The words you speak shape the reality you experience. If you constantly speak about your problems, you will live in problems. If you declare lack, you will experience lack. But if you speak in faith, declaring abundance, success, and victory, your life will begin to align with those words. Words are not just sounds. They are creative command. What you say consistently becomes what you experience. People who understand this principle do not speak based on their current situation. They speak based on their future expectation. They declare what they believe, and life shifts to match their words. Doubt is the enemy of faith. Many people never step into their destiny because they let fear talk them out of their dreams. They focus on their limitations, their lack of experience, or their past failures, and they convince themselves that they are not ready. But doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Those who wait until they feel ready will never move. Faith does not require certainty, it requires trust. It is stepping out even when the path is not fully clear. Some of the greatest achievements in history happened because someone acted despite uncertainty. They believed, they moved, and everything they needed aligned as they walked forward. The law of faith is simple. Believe it before you see it. If you wait for evidence before you step out, you will always remain where you are. Faith requires you to speak before it happens, act before you see results, and move before the path is clear. Your future is waiting for you, but it can only be unlocked when you choose to believe first. Faith does not follow evidence. Evidence follows faith. Faith is the foundation of all things seen and unseen. Every great achievement, invention, or breakthrough in history first existed in someone's mind before it became a reality. The mistake most people make is waiting for visible proof before they believe. They think, if I could just see some progress, then I would have faith. But faith does not work that way. Faith is the ability to see the invisible, to trust in what is not yet tangible, and to believe so deeply that your actions align with what you expect, not just with what you currently see. Those who understand faith do not wait for circumstances to be perfect before they move. They move, and circumstances align in response. Everything in life follows this principle. The airplane was flying in the minds of the Wright brothers before it ever left the ground. The tallest buildings in the world stood in the hearts of architects before a single brick was laid. A successful business exists in the mind of an entrepreneur before it ever makes a dollar. Everything that has been created existed in thought and belief first. This means that your future is not something you wait for, it is something you create by what you choose to believe today. The life you will live tomorrow is being shaped by the faith you have right now. If you are waiting for proof before you believe in your dreams, you are delaying your own success. The world does not give you permission to believe. Belief gives you permission to change your world. Faith is not passive, it is an active force that creates results. Many people misunderstand faith as simply hoping for the best or wishing things would improve. But faith is not about waiting. It is about moving forward with conviction. It is the confidence that what you desire is already yours even before you see it. The problem is that most people want to see first before they act. They say, I will believe it when I see it. But faith does not operate that way. Faith requires you to move first. You do not wait for doors to open before you walk forward. You walk forward and the doors will open. You do not wait for the right opportunity before you prepare. You prepare and the opportunity will come. Faith is the force that sets things in motion. Your words play a critical role in activating faith. What you speak shapes your reality. If you constantly declare lack, struggle, and failure, your life will continue to reflect those things. But if you speak in faith, declaring success, abundance, and victory, your reality will begin to align with those words. Words are not just sounds. They are creative tools. When you speak, you are giving instructions to your future. Those who understand this principle do not speak according to their current situation. They speak according to their expectation. They declare what they believe, not just what they see, and their world shifts to match their words. One of the greatest enemies of faith is doubt. Many people never step into their full potential because they allow fear to stop them before they even begin. They focus on their limitations, their lack of resources, or their past failures, and they convince themselves that they are not ready. But the truth is, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Those who wait for certainty will never move. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting that as you step forward, everything you need will come together. The greatest breakthroughs happen when people act despite uncertainty. They believe, they move, and everything they need aligns as they walk forward. The law of faith is simple. Believe it before you see it. Stop waiting for external validation before you take action. Speak life, act with confidence, and move forward as if your success is already guaranteed. Faith does not follow evidence. Evidence follows faith. Your future is waiting for you, but it will only be unlocked when you choose to believe first. I challenge you today. Stop waiting for proof before you believe. Stop waiting for permission from your circumstances. Believe before you see. Speak before it happens. Act before it manifests. Because faith does not follow sight, sight follows faith. Thank you. This speech captures the powerful and transformational style of Dr. Miles Monroe. Let me know if you'd like any refinements.